Watch the Mysteries of Existence channel for divine enlightenment. To know more about yourself, the physical and subtle aspects of the universe, and the source of all that is.
This is a message brought to you by the Harbinger of the Last Covenant, His Grace, Iyke Uzorma, author, Archbishop, University Chancellor, scholar in extraterrestrial research, professor of Christian education at St. Thomas-A-Backet University, England, recipient of Nelson Mandela Excellent Leadership Award in Africa. Former living Grand Master in the Order of Terrestrial and Astral Hierarchy, amongst others.
Dear listeners, this is the interlude session 34 in this Mysteries of Existence channel, titled, Life After Death Experiences, Part 21. It is a great exposition of the Harbinger of the Last Covenant, His Grace, Iyke Uzorma, for every human on earth, which is read here as follows. Let the earthman who prepares to live in the world of man also prepare for death. As you are engaged in working to live a good material life on the physical realm of earth, do not forget the hour of death, which must come. There is no better preparation for death that is outside the framework of the path of light. Earthman, even by your simple and clear observations, you are aware that your houses, cars, money, and other mundane things will never accompany you into the realms beyond. When the earthman dies, because he must die someday, his mundane possessions are left behind. Let the living always bear this in mind. However, generally speaking, it appears that some humans do not think along this line of immutable truth. Such individuals act as if the earth life is all of life. But whether or not we know it, there is life after death. The path of light, which is the legitimate path for a beneficial afterlife experience, is encapsulated in love, mercy, peace, and forgiveness for all, amongst other divine qualities. Whoever abhors these divine qualities but insists on the life of wickedness, in thoughts, words, and actions, will surely compound his own situation in the wilderness of death. Now, in our previous materials here, I spoke about a departed one who may be involved in a battle with a monster within the sub-physical regions of the wilderness of death. This can only happen when the earthman dies in the mode of darkness and wickedness. Generally speaking, one's sojourn in the wilderness of death is a fearful experience full of tortures and torments. This experience must be encountered in the wilderness of death by any wicked-minded departed son or daughter of man. It must be encountered before one is finally taken to the hellish regions for further chastisement and ultimate reformation. Even the so-called periods of breaks in the wilderness of death are not ruled out from tortures and torments. These tortures and torments are the retribution of the tortures and torments, which the departed individual caused other humans to undergo during his life on the physical realm of earth. The wilderness of death may or may not be encountered immediately one leaves his physical structure through the experience known as death. In some instances, roaming around will first occur. However, this roaming unguarded is still a part of the wandering, but it hasn't taken one into the core aspects of the wilderness of death proper. The experience of encountering a monster, for instance, only occurs when one is finally situated in the hidden recesses of the wilderness of death. If the dead individual was on the path of light, his life after death experiences would be completely distinguished from the life after death experiences of a wicked-minded departed one. However, if the departed one on the path of light still had some elements of material attachments, he would wander for a little while. He won't encounter anything like a monster at all. Instead, he will be guided by the monitors into the first stage of rest and acclimatization. I have made some clarifications along this line in our previous materials. Now, in some instances when the earthman dies, however, he may or may not know for some period of time that he is dead in the earthly terms. This varies depending upon certain factors. These factors are associated with the accumulation of mental patterns and the consciousness of a departed one. These factors then work in conjunction with belief systems. Under the framework of this, however, the individual's knowledge of whether or not he had died on Earth is further determined. The determination, in certain divine terms, is within the individual involved and by the individual involved, but under the supervision and guidance of the monitors. Generally speaking, the individual involved wouldn't know this at first. But it will be known to him in the course of progression. Nevertheless, speaking specifically, some individuals will know. Such individuals participate within the ambit of full consciousness in bypassing the rudiments of not knowing. The knowledge of the true nature of reality, which you have in your current earthly existence, is a primary factor within the framework of this determination. Part of your duties on Earth is to expand your knowledge, in knowing what should be known. It is your right to know the mysteries of existence, but the summary of these mysteries is to always live in peace and love for all. In the light of the foregoing and under certain conditions, therefore, it is possible for someone to die on Earth and be involved in the afterlife experiences, without knowing that he is dead on Earth. This occurs only for a period of time. Again, it is also possible for someone to die and realize immediately that he had left the physical life. The factors responsible for this will be discussed, but not in this session. Overall, however, the aforementioned battle with a monster, while the individual is wandering in the wilderness of death, is related to a dreamlike nightmare or a bad dream. Subjective classifications of consciousness are fundamental to the rules of this recognition. Nevertheless, to the departed wicked-minded one therein engaged in the battle with a monster or with whatever that comes forth, such encounter or experience is the only reality that he knows during the period involved. This is regardless of whether or not he knows that he is dead in the earthly terms. Sometimes, for instance, if you are having a terrible or unpleasant experience in a dream state, you may not be aware that you are dreaming. Whatever you are passing through or experiencing at this point becomes the only valid experience and reality that you know. Sometimes, however, in such an unpleasant dream encounter, you will know that you are dreaming. Upon this recognition that you are in a dream state, you may wish or even struggle to wake up from your bad dream. This kind of a thing has occurred to several humans in the world of man. Your dreams, therefore, should at least serve as a clue to the afterlife encounters. In your dream state, your nature of being is closer to your core identity than your existence with the physical structure. Consequently, some of your dream encounters are symbolic representations of what will be encountered in the hereafter. Now, the monitors are not only involved in the afterlife experiences of the children of men. The monitors are very much involved in some of our dream encounters, experiences, and environments. To this end, as divinely assigned by the Almighty God of creation, the monitors play diverse roles in some of our dreams. A monitor could be disguised as your friend to give you wise counsel in the dream. A monitor could be disguised as your late great-grandmother, a living pastor, or any other beloved suitable person, whether dead or alive, to rescue you from a particular danger in your dream. The monitors also do far more than what is said here. Now, to you who is situated on the path of light, endeavor to subjugate attachment to the material things at all costs. If you have houses, cars, money, and other material things, make good use of these things in selfless services to your fellow humans. Do not be attached to them in your mind or consciousness. Otherwise, your journey in the hereafter will be slowed down. Use your earthly possessions to serve the Almighty God of creation. Whoever uses his earthly possessions for the benefit of others, with a pure heart of selfless universal love, has done so in the services of the Almighty God of creation. This also accelerates the journey of divine ascent in the scale of existence. Whatever you do in true love to others is what you have done truly to yourself. You must understand that any good done by you to others, you stand as the first beneficiary of same in the journey of life. Remember that good follows good, even as wickedness follows wickedness, all in the scale of existence. That will be all for now. A word is enough for the wise. Peace and blessings.